Hi ladies, today in our beauty boost I'm going to be talking about trying to get that flawless look, that wonderful flawless complexion. So the first thing I did before this video is I washed my face with my cleanser for the morning and I toned it, and then I used my treatment. My treatment for today is my instant lifting serum, and I put it all of the places that I wanted to reduce my wrinkles for today, and then I applied my moisturizer. While that was drying, that's when I got dressed. So the next part for our flawless complexion is really all about understanding your face. So when you're thinking about your complexion, the first thing you need to know is what kind of skin do you have? What is your skin type? Is it dry? Is it oily? Or is it normal? Or is it a combination of dry and oily? The other thing you're going to have to know is what color foundation to use. We're not matching our skin on our face when you're looking at colors of foundation. You're really matching your neck, because once you put your foundation on, that's what you're going to see. So whenever looking at your foundation colors, you can see my face is very, very white. Well, I wouldn't want to match my foundation to my face because my neck is not as white as my face. And so you always want to look at that when you're looking about the color. The other thing you're going to want to know about color is, do you know if you're a warm or a cool? How do you know? You go out in the natural sunlight and you look at your veins, or your veins in the natural sunlight. Let's see, I can see this arm has better veins. Notice if you can see, my veins are very green in the natural light. So you have to be in the sunlight, because some lighting indoors can actually hue and change the color of the lighting and make it, your veins look different. If your veins are green, that means you're a warm person. That means your skin tone is yellow, and so the blue of your veins against the yellow skin tone makes the veins appear green. If you go outside in the natural light and your veins are clearly blue, then you're going to know that bluish purple, then you're going to know that you are a cool. Okay, and so if you're not sure, there are parts of your skin where your vein looks green and there's parts where it looks kind of bluish purple, then you might be what we call just kind of a normal skin type, which means that you're a neutral and you could actually wear either or. The other way to think about your skin is when you wear jewelry on your skin type, not talking about your hair. Does silver jewelry look better on you or gold? If silver looks better on you, you're probably a cool. If gold jewelry looks better on you, then you're probably a warm. And that is going to matter. And I don't have time to go into the different color choices today, but with Younique makeup that I sell, we do categorize our makeup into warm, neutral, and cool. So that can help identify the proper color coverage that you will need. So the first step to an absolute flawless complexion is to use primer. Now, think about when you're painting a house. The same reasons you would prime a wall before you paint is you want the paint to adhere to it. You want it to give full coverage on your wall, and you also want the primer to kind of hide over any of those fine lines in the wall or nicks in the wall so that you have a nice flawless wall to paint. Well, the same is true of your face. That's the same reasons that you would use a primer. Our Glorious Primer is going to do that. You only need about a pea size portion. It's a wonderful clear, people refer to this as just a silky smooth feeling. Now I like to take it and put it on both of my fingers, and then I just like to apply it around my eyes, on my forehead, especially under the eyes, and then bring it down around the cheeks, down the neck. With the leftover product, I like to smooth my hair. It's actually great for managing flyaways, smoothing out any of the dry ends that you have. So don't waste that awesome primer. So now what you're going to want to do is, if you have eye primer, especially if you have issues with your eyeshadow creasing, you're going to want to use our eye primer. Our eye primer is going to do the same thing. It's going to give a wonderful barrier. It's going to give something for your makeup to stick to, your eyeshadow to stick to, and for your face primer, it's going to give something for your makeup to stick to. The eye primer is going to keep your eyeshadow from sticking, and it's going to make it stay on with that rich, intense color that you started out with all day. Now, both of these you're going to want to dry for 5 minutes. So I'm not going to have time for that to happen today for the sake of the video, but just know that on any given day, you're going to want it to dry for 5 minutes. Okay, so there are several options that I can talk to you all about individually, but when it comes to coverage, which is the third thing that we want to do, we want to know our skin type, we want to know our skin color, our foundation color, so that we know if our skin color is a warm, a cool, or a neutral. And then the last thing you want to know is what kind of coverage do you want. And I don't have time to go into the specific to show you each individual type of foundation coverage we have, but individually, if you want to message me in the comments, I can definitely give you an individual consultation. But I will tell you, you just need to let me know, do you want a light coverage? And we have a wonderful BB Flawless for a light coverage. It's a tinted complexion and moisturizer enhancer. We have a loose powder foundation for those that really like that loose mineral look. We have a cream foundation that comes in a little compact. We have a pressed powder foundation, and we have my absolute favorite, which is our Touch Mineral Liquid Foundation. Now, this foundation is a liquid. And I wasn't a big fan of liquid when I first joined Younique. I was a Bare Minerals girl. But I'm telling you that this foundation has sold me 110%. It's a liquid, but it goes on very liquidy so that you can blend it, and it's blendable and buildable. But it dries to a powder, a nice smooth powder that doesn't transfer to your hands or to your iPhone or to your clothing. It just dries to a wonderful, flawless powder finish. Now, what it has in it that helps you to get that flawless complexion is it has a product called Juvenescence in it. And if you know anything about Juvenescence, it's in a lot of high-end products. It's a marine-based algae that helps and has firming agents in it, so that it actually, the more makeup you wear, you're firming your skin. Hello, that's a great plus. It also has texturing agents in it, so that it is actually going to adhere and stick to your skin. It also has optical diffusers in it. I love that. So instead of the light hitting a wrinkle or a fine line and drawing attention to it, our optical diffusers let you draw the attention away from those fine lines and wrinkles. Now, because of all these minerals and ingredients in it, you are going to have to shake it up. You want to shake it for like 30 seconds to really get that consistency great. Now, I love to use our liquid foundation brush, our application brush. It comes with a little hole in the center, and it is actually perfect for getting the right amount of product and not wasting any. If you just take the dropper and you just fill in the little hole in the center, and I like to do 2 dropperfuls, which is probably about 5 or 6 drops in the center. And notice I haven't gotten any of the product on my hands, so it's very, very clean and not messy. Now, before I'm going to apply this primer, I forgot to tell you one thing. If you happen to have a perfect flawless complexion, after your primer dries, you just start going with your foundation. However, if you're like me, and not all of us have flawless complexions, then you're going to want to get 2 colors in your concealer, your Liquid Touch Mineral Gold Concealer. If you notice, I have the color of my foundation, and then I have a lighter color, well, actually 2 shades lighter, for my under eye highlight. So if you want to cover like an acne scar or your dark circles before you put your foundation on and then put your highlight color after, then you're going to want to get a concealer in the color of your foundation makeup and cover those imperfections before your base. A trick that I like to use, y'all, because I sometimes will get, like right now, my hairdresser kind of burned me with the curling iron. So I have like a little redness from that healing. So I like to take our Splurge cream powder eyeshadow. Yes, eyeshadow. It goes on like a cream, but then it dries to a powder just like our foundation. I love using the Victorious. You can see it's just the color of your flesh to cover any pimples. It works wonderfully for any redness that you want before you put your foundation on. So if you're white like me, you can actually also put it under your eyes to cover dark circles. If you're medium to dark complected, you're not going to want to use the Victorious Splurge. If you have really dark circles and you really want to hide them and concealer alone won't do it, you're going to want to get our Bittersweet Splurge. This peachy color on top of dark eyes neutralizes and comes out in the flesh color of your skin. So that's my little tips and tricks for making those under eyes look nice and bright and white. So now I'm ready to take my foundation. So you're just going to stipple this around your face. And remember, we're not matching to the color of our skin because my skin is very white. I'm a warm tone, so I'm using a warm foundation. And then after you've stippled it and you pretty much think you've got it everywhere you need to put it, then you're just going to circle and blend. And this is going to give you the most wonderful, flawless looking skin. Those texturing agents and the juvenescence, which already starts to firm your skin. And then, of course, those optical diffusers, which are a win for making the light draw attention away from those fine lines and wrinkles. So this is a very buildable product. You want to go down. You don't want to have it like just this line. You want it to go all the way down your neck and to make sure that it is the color of your neck. So there we go. Very easy. I didn't have to touch my face at all. And I've got my Flawless foundation on. The next step is going to be concealer. Now, with the under eyes, you're going to want to go 2 shades lighter. 1 to 2 shades lighter. I prefer 2. And one technique you might not know about your concealer is, and I'm going to use my concealer brush to show you, a little of this product goes a very, very long way, y'all. You do not need much of this. This is how much I have on the brush, and it's going to be for both eyes. I like to make kind of like an upside down triangle. I didn't put any more in that brush. That's enough product. And I like to make that triangle go up on the side of my eyes. All right. That is the proper technique for doing your eyeshadow. Now, you can take your finger. Notice I'm not blending. I'm patting. I'm patting it, especially under the eyes and that delicate eye area, because I don't want to like make the product less thick and have less coverage. I want it to be full coverage. So you're going to go up the nose a little, right under the eye. And look at that. It just makes you bright, wide-eyed, and just gives you that wonderful, flawless look that you're looking for. So once again, you just want to pat it in, up the bridge of the nose, smooth out those edges so that they're nice and soft. Now you have a wonderful base for applying the colors of your eyes, your cheeks, and your lips. So I hope you enjoyed my tips and tricks for a wonderful looking flawless foundation.